Welcome to Hot Rod Madness. If you love Corvettes, prepare to blast off at the 31st ECKLER'S Corvette Reunion at ECKLER'S Parts Warehouse in Titusville, Florida. Hosted by the Cape Kennedy Corvette Club, with all proceeds benefiting the Brevard County Sheriff's Office charity for public service officers. Prepare for launch with Hot Rod Madness.
Bill, how are you, sir?
Good. I'm fine. How about you?
I'm good, man.
Good.
I'm checking out some Corvettes, man. I'm fantastic. Look at this. This thing is gorgeous, man. What year is that, sir?
57. 1957, yep.
Welcome to the 31st ECKLER'S
Thank
Corvette
you.
Reunion,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Fantastic show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
It's
look
a great
at
show.
Look at these Corvettes lined up through there.
Yeah,
That is beautiful.
I'm a little prejudiced, but this is my,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
This is a club, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, throw yourself a plug, man. What's the name of the club?
Oh, mine's a Corvette Club of, what is it? Cape Kennedy Corvette Club.
Cape Kennedy.
Cape Kennedy, yeah.
Okay. All right, sir. And your buddy's got some fantastic rides, man. You period correct Corvettes, man. Larry, how are you, man?
Good, Tim. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Larry. Good to see your Corvette, too. Look at this thing. Slick black Corvette. What year is it, man?
69.
69. It's got some body mods going on here, and I can't walk past it without asking about them.
Yeah.
Fender flares, the hood, the tail end, a little something different with the back glass, the wing. Wow, there's a lot going on here, Larry.
Yeah, you're right. There's just about every panel on it's been touched in some way or another that
Really?
I've done something to it. Yeah.
Now, you've done all the body work yourself?
Had a really good instructor.
Larry knows what's happening with the Corvette, man. Look at this thing. Wow, you got some really cool leg burners on the side.
Yep.
You ain't never stepped out there and roasted your ankle, have you?
I've had those things on there for
Yeah.
35, 40 years.
Wow.
But it was interesting back in the day when I was younger and the friends and girls were younger,
Sure.
is you could always tell the keeper girlfriend because she's the one that had the raspberry on the back of her leg that started heel over. And once it healed over, you knew she was a keeper.
I tell you what, that Larry's Corvette, man, I got a ride in it even though she burned her ankle. Hey, man, the car looking fantastic. When you put black on a car, you better be good with your body work, right?
Absolutely right.
I think you nailed it here. You flared the fender so it'll hold the wide tires, man. Wow, fantastic job, man. I could never tell what year it is because you reconfigured the nose on this thing, yeah?
That's actually a custom front bumper for a C4.
Okay.
So it was within, it was a Cominari piece. And it was within 2 inches of what the C3 measured, so I figured I can make that fit, which I did.
Yeah.
And the headlights flip down in the center of the grill.
All right.
So
Cool.
it's a little different, and it cleaned up the front end a lot.
Yep. And the back glass?
The back glass, actually, this piece was originally something that ECKLER'S made back in the probably 70s and 80s. But I had a fella cut a windshield out of a Mazda SUV and fit it in there, so it's got the right curvature.
Okay.
So it's actually a glass window.
Wow, I was going to ask, you're familiar with ECKLER'S and their fiberglass designs and things, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used a lot of their parts over the years.
Yep, nice. Yeah, I can tell. Look at this thing. It's fantastic, man. Wow. What you got under the hood, man, because if you got side pipes like that, you got to have something really cool under the hood.
Inline 6.
Inline six. Well, let's see that. Let's see the inline six in a vet. Let's check this out. Larry, what do you got under the hood here, man? Look at this thing. Wow, I'm looking at some kind of injection going on here. Yeah, what is that?
Well, it's a 479-inch all aluminum big block.
Yeah.
And when I put the supercharger on it, I wanted everything under the hood. So I used Mikuni carburetors for a number of years, and then later on I decided to build a fuel injection system. So put fuel oils on it, injectors, and now all those things that still look like carburetors are actually throttle bodies.
Wow.
So it's controlled by an old Holley Commander 950 that I have to keep a laptop, air gap laptop, because it doesn't speak a new enough language to understand anything else.
Okay. Wow, there's a lot going on here. I'm looking at forced induction baby blower underneath this setup here. These injectors are outrageous looking. I love the way you put you got the carbon fiber dressed them out like that. It actually matches the valve covers, the top side of the engine.
Yeah.
It's beautifully done, man. I'm loving it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I did the carbon fibers in there because I had to gut the carburetors, and I use that to block everything off so there's no airflow escaping where it's not controlled.
Yeah.
So It all works pretty well. I can reach in and start at any time.
Sure.
It goes cold, warm. I got a 6-speed Richmond behind it, so it cruises down the highway.
Nice.
About 3,000 RPM at 120 miles an hour.
Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah, you can. I bet you can go anywhere with this thing, man.
Yeah, I just drove it 120 some miles this morning from St.
Okay.
Pete to get here.
Really?
Yep.
St. Petersburg.
So, yeah, if it's on a trailer, it's broken.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a driver car.
That's how you enjoy it, Larry.
Yep.
I bet you.
Had it for 49 years. Ordered it from the factory in '68 and had it delivered in January of '69.
Really?
Yep.
So you bought it brand new and brought it up to this level. I could imagine what this car looked like when you started on it. you had to dissect the whole car to do this.
Pretty much, but
Yeah,
it was an evolution. You know, it
Yeah,
happened over the years. Most of the body work I did in '78. I did the nose in '91, '92.
Okay.
And things just evolve.
Yeah, well, you know, you ain't going to get finished with it. I mean, you're never done.
You're absolutely right.
Gator, how are you, man?
Look, man, pleasure to see you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming out.
And your name is, lady?
Kathy.
Hey, Kathy. Beautiful Corvette you guys got here.
Thank you. Thank you. We're very proud of it.
I'll bet you are. I'm digging the 427 badges on each side of the hood.
Yeah,
the
man.
graphics, man. Beautiful white. I'm a big
LS
fan of the color white.
Yes, LS7, 427, 7-liter, all naturally aspirated.
Yep.
2013, that's the last year of this particular body style.
Man.
They celebrated the last year, happens to coincide with the 60th anniversary of Corvette, which debuted in 1953, as most all Corvette people know. So this being a 2013 is the 60th anniversary of the car we love today, as America's sports car, as everybody calls it.
Yeah.
And this is a commemorative edition. All of these 60th anniversary editions were Arctic white. All of them came with the diamond blue leather interior. They all weren't set up just the same, but they all had to be white, and they all had to have the diamond blue leather interior. Other than that, they were all built, some of them were built the same, a lot of them were built different. This one here happens to be a Z06. There were 128 2013 Z06s made in Arctic white. Of those 128 made in 13, this one is one of 2 produced with these options as you see it from Bowling Green.
Wow.
With the full carbon fiber package on it, the carbon fiber roof, the ground effects.
Hey,
the
look.
fiber
Look.
hood.
When you stomp into this thing, you got to be careful.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a
You
lot
gotta
of
know
power
exactly.
in it.
This is my second Z06.
Yeah, okay.
So my first Z06 was an 09, and I went from a coupe, an LS3 coupe, to a Z06 LS7, and what a difference. You really had to get a handle on that extra power.
He knows how to drive it, though.
He knows how to drive
Yes.
it. Oh, yes, from experience. What's going on here? Have you taken it to the track or something?
No, but he knows how to handle a car.
You ain't scared her, have you?
Yeah. She's white knuckled it a few times, Tim. She has.
I like I could
Yeah.
shot out of a rocket.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, with something like that, man, you're gonna go enjoy it at some point. You know,
Absolutely.
just be very careful because
Oh, absolutely.
the car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Life is very precious.
Sure,
Life is short. It's just a car.
Yeah, I could
Don't get
imagine.
out there and kill yourself over it.
I could imagine the handling on this
Oh, it's
thing. you know?
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it seems like the faster you go,
Yeah.
the more it just grabs the road, and
Smooth.
it really is.
Fantastic, man. Can you pop the hood and let us check out that 427?
Tim, what we're looking at here basically is a LS7, 7-liter, 427, naturally aspirated engine that was exclusive to the C6 Corvette Z06, with the exception of the 2013 427 convertible. Also got this same 7-liter engine. But other than that, it had to be a Z06 or the 2013 427 convertible to get that engine. That was the standard engine for the Z06. It pretty much stayed the same over the life of its history, which ran from 2006 to 2013. It stayed at 7 liters and 505 horsepower. There were no changes made. They tweaked the exhaust in 2011. They upgraded the seats. They did a little interior modifications, upgrades, kind of mid-cycle. But other than that, it's pretty much the same car it was in 2006. You know, it just happens to be a 13.
When you go to buy parts for your vehicles, where do you buy them?
I buy my parts at ECKLER'S. You know, I'm going to tell you, having 4 Corvettes, it's easy to find stuff to modify.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what Carol always says is that when you buy a Corvette, it's a blank canvas, and what you're supposed to do is make it yours.
Okay.
And ECKLER'S is the place to do that because they've just got everything.
Mary Carroll, how are you?
Hi, Tim. I'm great.
Me too. I'm out here looking at some fantastic Corvettes, and you got one with a giant teddy bear on it. What year is your Corvette?
It's a 1971.
71.
And the color is called War Bonnet Yellow.
Really yellow. I would say gold, but you know, they got specific names for the Stingrays and all. And back then, that's just an iconic body style. I'm loving it. And you got the convertible.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So on a hot sunny day, you get to let the top down and go cruising.
Unless you live in Florida, it's too hot sometimes.
Oh yeah. How's the AC on this thing?
It's not working.
It's not. Uh-oh.
I'll be honest with you, it's not working, but I have it.
I'm sure you'll get it going down here in Florida. You might need it. However, the thing looks brand new under the hood. I'm loving it. Dollar Bill, check out what's under the hood of this baby. It's the 350 small block Corvette. You know, back in the day, these Stingrays were just fantastic to ride around in, man. You talking about the ultimate boulevard cruiser. I'm sure you've done some of that.
Yes, I have. Actually, this was my first Corvette. At this moment, I have 4.
Really?
I have a 71, 67, 81, and a 2001 Z06.
boy. Yes,
Really
ma'am.
fast.
The lady loves her Corvettes, right? Tom, how are you, man?
Good, Tim. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you, sir. Always good to meet somebody with a Corvette.
Well,
Look at that.
it's
Yeah.
something I've wanted since I was a kid.
Yes.
I've had many Corvettes, but not C1s.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, man. 50s. What year?
57.
57.
Yep. 57,
Yep.
it was formerly a race car,
Mm-hmm.
and then it sat in a barn out in Ohio for about 27 years.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And a collector was after it from the family for a long time,
Yeah.
and they finally contacted him,
Yeah.
and he purchased it just to flip it. And a guy I know from New York bought the car
Okay.
and completely got it road ready again.
Yeah.
So
Oh boy, man, I'm looking at the patina on it, going, oh, barn find is just hadn't been restored. Is that original paint, maybe?
no, it was actually like a copper color. It was
Okay.
actually a very rare color to begin with,
Oh,
and I guess the guy before it was stuck in a barn had it this color for racing.
gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Painted up
So-
and drag race the heck out of it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the motor was locked up. The mice got up inside of it from
Oh.
sitting in the barn.
Yeah.
So they completely destroyed the motor. So
Mhm.
the gentleman I got it from, he went right out and bought a brand new 383 stroker for it.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's
So,
what's in it now?
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
baby will get it, won't
It
it?
woke it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Let's look at the side of it. I'm digging the wheels, man. I love the old style American racing wheels on these cars. Look at that.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
that-
got that 70s hot rod stance
Yes,
to
it
it now,
does.
you know, and
Yeah.
you know, it sounds good, and it's a bad little car right now.
Yeah.
A little bit of a sleeper.
Yeah. Do you have any plans on changing the body scheme of it or anything? The
You
paint?
know, we've gone back and forth about it. My daughter kind of travels around a lot of car shows with me,
Yeah.
my older one, and we've talked about it. When you see the cars that
I
are
know,
here and
I
they're
know.
redone,
Yes.
but you know, you don't mind
It
leaning on it or you know getting caught in bad weather.
it makes you want to. However, any show you go to with this thing with that patina on it, that look, it's gonna get attention no matter what you do. You know.
Believe it or
thing's-
not.
the thing is cool.
I get more compliments, and everybody
Yes,
tells me
yeah.
to leave it alone.
Yep.
So for now,
Well, that was my take when I saw you come in. I'm over there looking at it, going, "Man, that thing's got nostalgia written all over it. Look at this.
yeah, I like
Cool.
the 70s hot rod
It's,
anyway. so.
it reeks coolness,
Yeah.
man. Pop
It
the
reeks
hood
it
on.
and
I
sounds
wanna-
it, too.
I want to see what you got under the hood, man. That stroker motor. Let's check this out, Dollar Bill. Oh yeah. I'll bet you this guy's got it all polished up and stuff. Yep, look at there. Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little
it's
bit.
A little dirty, a little clean.
You got the polished intake on it and some
Yep.
good looking valve covers there, and that nostalgia look on the valve covers.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the drivetrain is all original, all stock.
Yeah.
When the guy put the motor in, he put a new clutch in it and all that stuff and made it very streetable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a bad little car.
Oh boy, look at this unit.
Yeah.
Check
the
that
old
out.
Generator.
Yes, you got the original style generator on this
Yep.
thing. Wow. And what's that driven off the back of it? That's not your speedometer cable. What is that?
That is the
What is
tack.
it? The tachometer,
Yep.
maybe? Okay. Interesting. Oh yeah, some of this stuff, you know, is you got to really look at it and make sure that's what.
Yeah, I know.
What that
It's
is.
got a little old and a little new in it,
Yeah.
you know.
That's pretty cool though.
Good
I'd probably try to leave that.
It works right now, so
If
as
it
long as it
works,
works,
you're
I
in
know we're
good
gonna leave it
shape,
alone.
man.
But there
Yeah.
are companies that rebuild them, so if
Oh
it does,
yeah. Okay.
if it does, leave me on the side of the
Yeah,
road.
because look at this chrome, this body styling, how the top comes
You
off
know,
of it.
and this is one of the cars
Beautiful.
that is beautiful with the top on as much as it is with the top
Yes,
off.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
they look like completely different cars.
The wraparound windshield,
Yep.
top on, top off. The thing is still just gorgeous the way it is designed.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you know, it still has the old barn smell to it. I
Does it?
pulled the skeleton out underneath the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out what it was.
Hi, I'm Dennis with ECKLER'S, and you're watching Hot Rod Madness.
Check this out, Dollar Bill. Very unique Corvettes. I'm digging the graphics on this one. Fantastic engine. Excuse me, sir. What year is your Corvette?
2011 Grand Sport.
All right, man. I'm loving the graphics. That's all original. Period. Correct.
You need to look at the back end of the car. That's where a lot of the graphics are.
Okay. Rick, how are you, man?
My pleasure. Good to be here today.
All right, me too. I'm stoked, man. Look at this. Wow. Man, right off
16 years.
right off the bat, man, I'm loving the color of this thing because it's different.
Mossport green.
Mossport green?
Yes, sir. It was only done in '66,
Yeah.
and they made 2,311.
That's it?
That's it.
That's pretty rare, sir.
It's rare. Black is the rarest, but this is pretty rare.
Okay. Huh. I mean, the details that you get from these guys, you know, the owners, the history, the details, it's fantastic, man.
The car came out of New York.
Mhm.
I bought it. I met a gentleman, just a strange situation at a gas station over 16 years ago, and he had painted it Goodwood green, which is a dark green, 67 color, because it has a green interior. He didn't have the hard top. He had it on the sling up in the garage. He didn't much care about that.
Yeah.
And so when I wanted the car, I liked the original color because I've always liked this. And because, like I said, it's unusual, it's different. Either you like it or you don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
And so after a while, he figured he wanted to sell it. His wife wanted to get a car with air conditioning, so I bought the car, took it back to Daytona where I live, had it for a couple of years, and then I could try to find somebody to paint it for me.
Yeah.
And I found a gentleman up in Virginia, the corporation outside of Martinsville, Virginia, and I trailed it up there, and they stripped it and sat there for about a year, and they painted it.
The history on these cars, man. It's got all the correct badging on it. The 427 Turbo Jet. If you're an old school guy like we are, you're gonna recognize the badges. You're gonna love the car. The iconic hood design. It's a little different from some of the others. It's just, wow, what a car. You got period correct or wheels.
Those are real knockoffs.
Yeah, wow.
The hood with the bubble was only in 65 and 66. 65 was a 396,
Okay.
66 the 427, and 67 they went with a scoop in the hood.
Wow, look at that. Man, that's cool. Can you pop that hood and let us check out that 427?
It's a 427 cubic inch motor, 390 horsepower. It's not the original motor that came with the car. The guy that I bought the car from had blown the motor up, so we built this motor. Got an Elderbach Torker manifold, Demon carburetor. The valve covers stock were just the factory Chevy orange, but I put these on because I figured it would look a little bit nicer because it wasn't original anyway, so I wasn't trying to fake it for original.
Okay.
It's got the standard ignition shielding, but I did put a transistor ignition system in it for a little better voltage.
Cool.
It's a factory side pipe car.
Man, I'm loving the valve covers. The Corvette valve covers just pop on this thing. That's something you may not can find every day, is that particular type of valve cover. So,
ECKLER sells them now,
Do they?
but when I got this years ago, I got them out of California. They just started producing them.
all right, there you have it. You look in ECKLER'S catalog, you can find those valve covers, he says. Fantastic, man. I bet you could find anything that dresses this engine up through ECKLER'S, correct?
Yes, sir. I bought a lot of parts of them over the years.
Okay. George, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Doing well.
Doing good, sir. Beautiful Corvette you got here, sir. Look at these graphics on this thing, man.
Thank you. It's kind of radical. It's a 98 Indianapolis pace car. It's a 6-speed model.
Oh, yeah?
I've got a Pro Charger supercharger on it,
Nice. Okay.
putting about 8.5 pounds. I've got a racing clutch center force. Cook's headers, long tube headers, Cook's.
Okay, yeah.
And I got a Billy Boat exhaust also.
Okay, what year is that?
This is a 1998.
98, okay. It's in great shape, man. Official pace car, there you go.
Yes, sir.
82nd Indianapolis 500, May 24th, 98.
Yes, sir. And
All
I'll
right.
open up the hood here.
Oh, sure, open the hood up and let's check it out. Oh, yeah, he's got his valve covers all, well, the covers are all flamed out there.
Airbrush.
Yes.
Airbrush valve covers.
Sure.
And it's got some chrome on it, and of course the Pro Charger.
Yep. Pro Charger makes a big difference, don't it?
It definitely does. Before I put the Cook's headers and the Billy Boat exhaust, just with the Pro Charger, it was doing 492 and 495 horses on the rear.
Bobby, how are you, man?
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing great, buddy. Look at this Corvette here. Indianapolis 500 pace car?
No, it's a festival car.
A festival car.
The difference is the 2004s, they had 2 actual pace cars. They actually paced the race. They had 22 festival cars that were white, red interior, white vinyl, or white convertible tops, and they drove the drivers and the celebrities and VIPs around the track before the Indy 500 race. Then later, in September, the same 22 cars also drove around the NASCAR drivers at the Brickyard 400. This is one of those cars. It was a festival track car at both the Indy 500 and the Brickyard 400.
Okay, and what year was that?
This is 2004.
2004. Yeah, I mean, you can't miss the graphics on the side of this thing from miles away. Look at that. The American flag, Indianapolis 500, 88th.
They made the colors red, white, and blue, American Revolution, everything. That was Chevrolet factory graphics that they put on the cars. They put all of them together about 10 o'clock in the morning before the race in the garage and put all the stripes and everything on there and then run them out. Now, they also had another 50 or so blue cars similar to this. The blue cars was used to take the military around the 500 track right after the celebrities. They also had SSR trucks, and the same deal. They were track function trucks, and they also had 20 or 25 or so SS Impala supercharged cars that was also celebrity vehicles and track cars. So they make them for each Indy 500.
All right.
Corvette's been a 500 pace car for a number of times.
Have you been able to get it on the track and run it around?
Not this one. No, I've taken a couple other ones around on different car shows and around the track.
Yeah.
We just got this one out of Frankfort, Kentucky, actually, about a year ago. So I haven't had a time to take it to Indy 500 yet.
What's under the hood? Anything special?
No, just a stock LS motor, just what came stock with them.
Okay.
They had a little less restrictive exhaust system on it, and basically that was it. Even the pace cars were not modified, I don't think hardly at all. They were fast enough before they even had the modifications.
Wow, man, I'm digging it. I'm a big fan of white and red and orange, you know,
Of course, the
colors
white.
like that, you know, it just pops.
This could be the milk Corvette.
Yay. if you're donating, I'm accepting.
No, I'm not donating
I'll
at all,
accept
no.
it.
I think I'll keep this for a while.
Okay, all right. I understand. Red and white interior.
Oh yeah, it's got a red interior.
Some of my favorite colors. Let's go around and on the driver's side and pop a door for $1 bill to get in there and check it out. Because I'm a big fan of the red and white interiors. As a matter of fact, my wedding was done in red and white. It was. I'm just saying, yeah.
So
yeah, see that?
it's
Man,
a red interior.
Yeah, that pops, man. I love it.
And like I said, it was they made 22 of them in this color combination like that.
Okay,
Specifically
only 22.
I think there was 2 other ones they made. We haven't been able to figure out what they were made for, but there's a total of 24 cars made with this color combination. 22 of them for the Indy 500.
Okay. Is this the only Corvette you got?
Right now. I just retired a year or so ago, and I moved to Florida to retire.
Okay.
Don't have a garage space where I'm at, so I got rid of another track 02 triple black Corvette and 3 Harleys, and we're down to this one right now.
Gotcha. A nice cruiser, though, man.
Oh, yeah, this is what we do. We take it to all the car shows down here in Florida.
Yes, sir.
You got to have a convertible in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to talk my wife into moving down here. You know.
That's what we did. We retired here.
That's cool. I wouldn't mind retiring myself and hang out with you guys.
That's all you got to do. If you look at most people at these shows, there were a lot of retired people.
All right. That's the way to do it, folks. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
What's your name, man?
Tim Ford.
Hey, Tim. I'm Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Glad to know you, Tim.
Yeah.
How about that, Tim? Tim,
Tim.
you got some cool Corvettes here, Tim.
Thank you very much.
So you got a garage that y'all build these things, right?
It's called Undercover Restorations, Merritt Island, Florida.
Oh, okay.
And this is primarily what we do.
Wow.
Corvette resto mods is the #1 thing, but 60s cars mostly, 50s, 60s.
Okay. So I'd imagine you use ECKLER'S here to build stuff like this.
Oh yes, a lot of this stuff came from ECKLER'S. It's, we buy a lot of our parts and trim parts and body parts right from here from ECKLER'S.
Okay.
Even in our older Chevy lines and the 40 Ford stuff like that, they have it all here.
Man, I'm looking at LS power plants in both of these, man.
Power plants. This is a LT1 out of a new 2016 Corvette.
Okay.
Everything in it, brakes, suspension, the whole thing is C7 Corvette.
Wow, the whole thing. Redone. What about the black one over here? What all's in it?
LS3 from a 213 Z06.
Okay.
LS3 in this with Z06 brakes, C4 suspension, street shop chassis.
Man.
All brand new leather interior, fully from Malnock interior.
Yeah.
And both cars, same way.
There's so much to look at here. I'm going, back and forth.
CCW custom wheels.
Yeah.
Stainless work side pipes and headers.
Yeah, with the windows down, you can smell that fresh leather too, buddy. That's nice, man. Beautiful on the inside of these things. The LS power plants, man. What years are they?
This is a 1963 split window. This is a 1966.
Okay. Perfect years.
They're both for sale, and we build them for order.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of customer resto mods from all over the country. They come from California to Maine. So.
Hey, just saying, man, I'd love to come cover your shop sometime.
Come down and check us out.
Yeah, we have lots to check out here. Joe, how are you, man?
Hi, Tim. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
Good.
I'm fantastic, man.
Sounds good. With
Hey,
the
look,
rain.
yeah, before it starts sprinkling rain on us again out here, I would like to get to know your car a little better. I'm looking at some pretty cool mods going on here.
Yep.
That's not the average hood you see on a Corvette, is it?
No.
No.
No. Well, it's an MCM hood. They stopped making, of course, because the fella died.
Okay.
And it's carbon fiber. The whole car's a 2000 coupe.
Yeah.
And has flared fenders, front and back, 4-inch and 2-inch. 275 tire on the rear, on the front, 3 1/4 on the rear.
Okay.
Okay. It's a homemade top on it. It's got it's for ventilation when I'm at the track.
Yeah.
No air.
Yeah, I'm looking at that thing on top, going, what is that? What is that for?
It's a Harley Davidson radiator fan.
Okay.
That ventilates it, goes through it. It's got it covered because of the rain right now. And the engine, the 346 LS1 motor.
Okay.
It's got forged.
You've been racing this thing, ain't you, Joe?
I have. I was 3 years top dog for autocross and NCCC.
Cool.
Started drag race. I've been drag racing all my life, but getting more into that now.
Okay.
At local track.
Joe, he's a race car driver, man.
And it has an MSD intake on it. 60-pound injectors. It's got a blower on it, a AA supercharger.
Woo, man.
And what else can I tell you about it? It's got a transmission. It's a finish line transmission out of Illinois. It's a built transmission for 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
It's only 800 horsepower.
Okay.
So
only 800.
Only 800.
Wow. Hey, let me ask you this, Joe. Come here and check this out. I often wonder. I've seen this on other cars, for the drifting and racing and things. What do you do with these?
Vortex generators.
It's
brings the air across. Normally it starts turbulating across this window.
Yeah.
Straightens it out, gets back to the wing, causes more downforce.
More downforce. You would never believe that these little gadgets here would create more.
Well, they have them on airplanes. You
Okay.
take a look at it. They have
All right.
all the airplanes have those.
Okay, why not put them on cars that go fast, right?
They've got a diffuser on the back of the car.
Yeah.
And everything else you can't see. So
Okay.
it's
No
got
problem.
it's got carbon skirts on it. Got
You
the
got a
APR wing.
cage inside of
I
it.
have a
there.
cage on the inside of it. And
Safety stuff.
Exactly. Also has line lock. It's meth injected. And I'm running out of things to tell you.
So you're really 18 years old, aren't you? mean,
About
really.
60 years ago. 60 years ago, I was
Well,
18.
you're not acting like it, Joe. No. This is not what elderly folk do. So I'm guessing you're still 18.
Might as well be.
Might as
right?
well be, man.
Might as well be.
You're having fun, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Joe has fun with his Corvette, no doubt. Let's pop the hood. I want to see that motor right quick. Check this out, Dollar Bill. Oh, yeah, let's see what he's got. Ooh, look at this.
Yeah, it's got a blower, like I said. It's got the MSD intake, which is in poly fuel rails on it, and blah, 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 and everything else that you can't see. It's SFI equipment on it, so I'm legal at the track.
Okay.
And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
nice hobby, Joe.
Nice hobby.
Man, you definitely have hot rod madness. We appreciate you showing your ride here, Joe.
Thanks again.
All right. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, lady?
Good. Michelle. Nice to meet you.
Michelle and
Adam.
Adam. What year is your ride?
2004.
2004. Beautiful colors, man. Z06.
Thank you very much. They made 2024.
Yeah.
This is a commemorative edition. They built this to commemorate the C5R wins.
Okay.
The flag actually came from Le Mans
Oh, yeah.
during one of their wins, so we had bought that at an auction.
Cool.
And all the drivers have signed it.
All right. Now that makes it authentic, right?
Yes.
You get some signatures on there and you take it out to the shows, have a blast with your ride. How long have y'all been coming out to ECKLER'S?
This is our first time. We're retired Air Force, so we just moved back to our home state of Florida. So this is our first show.
Both of you are retired Air Force?
Yes.
Nice. Well, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you very
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Debbie, how are you?
Nice. Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Your name is?
Tom.
Tom. What year is the Corvette, man?
2002.
Wow. Is that your car?
Yes.
Yes. It's always the lady's car, right? Tom, do you have anything to do with the car?
Yeah, I drive it.
You drive it, and she owns it?
Yeah.
Z06 right there on his shirt, man, and the badges. He matches his car. Wow. Man, hey, man, I'll swap you an 85 wagon for it. No? You won't throw keys on something like that?
We waited for this one for a long time.
We just turned 10,000 miles driving up from Miami on this one.
Gotcha. Sue, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Sam, how are you, man?
Doing well, thank you.
All right. What you guys got going on here? National Corvette Caravan. Wow.
Yeah, the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, every 5 years hosts a caravan of Corvettes from around the country, parts of Europe, parts of Canada, and they all end up in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And every state does their own thing, and we go around and we're selling our shirts and our flags and the clings, and we're trying to promote the caravan.
Nice, man. I'm looking at a photo up here. All lanes occupied by Corvettes.
Yes, the center lane is hundreds and hundreds of Corvettes, and we're going to try to get 600 cars out of Florida.
Nice. Oh, wow. How long have you guys been into this?
The museum's first one was in 1999, and every 5 years they hosted. So 2009, 14, and 19 will be the ones we've done.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. And a lot of fun goes along with it, right?
A lot of fun.
Sam. Sam, what do you do? How are you involved, man?
We're all trying to promote the caravan to get us there nice and safe and fun along the way. So we're starting in Daytona Beach at the International Speedway. From there we're going to Eckler, Georgia, and then off to Bowling Green, Kentucky, where the plant tours and the museums open up to everybody that wants to attend.
Wow, you guys have a lot of fun doing this, right? You guys get around everywhere.
Yes, we're great Corvette enthusiasts, and we go all over the state promoting it. Nice. And we go to other clubs, shows, and meetings, and we've even gone out of the state to events.
Okay. There you have it, folks. National Corvette Caravan. Hey, hook up with these guys and go join them. I guarantee you'll have a load of fun, right?
Yes, you will.
All right.
Have a load of fun. It's a blast.
Walter, how are you, man?
Very good, man.
Okay.
Very good, very good.
Hey, man, it sprinkled on your car a little earlier, and it quit raining, so I had to come over and talk to you about drying this thing off.
Well, I'm not going to dry it off. I'll let the wind dry it off.
Okay. Put it in the wind later, will you? Yeah.
There you go.
That's the way to enjoy a vet like this.
Yeah.
That's a unique color, man. I don't see many of them painted like this, man. What's that called?
This color is called Lime Rock Green. It's a 2014 Corvette, and this is the only year they made this color for this particular model.
Huh.
This is a premier edition. They only made 550 of these. This is number 530 of the 550.
Wow.
And it's a unique car, very unique.
Amazing. You know, I'm looking down the body of this thing, and just like an airplane, they kind of pinched it right there under the doors. And you could imagine the aerodynamics of this thing, man. It cuts through wind like an arrow. Look at this. It's got the little stingray on the side of it, little badge there. And man.
2014 was the first year of the 7th generation. And for 7 years, they'll be the same lines. There might be very few minor changes.
Okay.
And different models, the Z06 with 650 horses. This has 460. And then now they're coming out with a ZR21, which is 755 horses.
Wow.
Coming out in 19.
Yes, sir. Oh boy, man, I don't know where the power is going to end on these things, but
you can't use it. There's not place you can use it.
Wow. I mean, who's going to get out there and open this thing up? You know, that's scary fast when you open these things up.
Yeah, 460 is plenty.
Yeah. How fast have you had yours up to?
About 110.
110? Okay.
Yeah, I decided that was enough.
Sure. Okay. Yep. We're gonna baby it a little bit.
Killed.
You know, it may last longer that way.
Oh yeah, it will definitely.
You'll last longer that way.
Definitely.
And convertible rag top.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Once again, the choice of colors, the rag top on the green. Wow, it looks great.
Yeah, and I have that top down every chance I get.
Oh, I bet you do, Walter. You have fun with it. What's this Leisure Time Corvette Club? What's that all about?
That's the club that I belong to in the Villages, Florida.
Uh-huh.
And we have over 300 members
okay.
in our club. Yeah. And this is the only green Corvette in it.
The only green Corvette in the club, right? Yeah. And the other guys are looking at you like, man, I'd like to have one of those too, you know?
Yeah, I get lots of compliments.
I'll bet you do.
Lots of compliments.
It is quite different, you know, in the Corvette world. Fantastic automobile, sir.
Thanks for watching, and check back soon for more Hot Rod Max.